In 1961, an Italian engineer designed an espresso group head so well that restored originals now sell for 5 figures. Over 60 years later, the design still works, and that's exactly why machines built around it keep getting discontinued. The most durable brass and steel espresso machines are being downgraded or replaced by units repair shops call 84% unfixable. The reason traces back to a single patent filed in Milan. Ernesto Valente's breakthrough in 1961 wasn't just a leap for espresso, it set the benchmark for what a serviceable machine could be. The Faema E61 group head, named for the solar eclipse that swept across Italy that year, quickly became the gold standard. Behind its polished chrome exterior, the E61 introduced 3 technical advances that still define espresso engineering. First, its electric pump delivered a constant 9 bars of pressure, eliminating the variability and fatigue of lever systems. Second, Valente's patented thermosyphon loop, described in U.S. patent 3,119,322, used a solid brass group head weighing nearly 4 kilograms to maintain brew temperature within a remarkably tight margin of plus or minus 1.5 degrees Celsius. This passive circulation kept the machine ready for back-to-back shots, a feat that thermoblock systems still struggle to match. Third, the E61's automatic pre-infusion gently soaked the coffee puck before extraction, improving consistency and flavor. These were not incremental tweaks, but foundational changes. 6 decades later, the same design is still fitted to new machines from Rocket, ECM, and Lelit, and original E61s restored to factory spec command prices well into 5 figures. Collectors and technicians alike point to this durability as the measure by which all others are judged. In 1991, the Gaggia Classic arrived as a machine built for the long haul. It had a solid metal body, a 58mm commercial portafilter, a 3-way solenoid valve, and a boiler that could take years of daily use. For home baristas, it was a rare chance to own a real Italian workhorse at a fraction of cafe prices. But the Classic's reputation for longevity soon ran up against a new reality. By 2015, under Philips and Saeco's ownership, the Classic was quietly re-engineered. The 3-way solenoid vanished and was replaced by a cheaper 2-way valve that left the coffee puck sodden and made cleanup messier. The heating element lost wattage, slowing recovery times. Plastic began to replace metal in key fittings, and production shifted from Italy to Romania. Forums and repair shops lit up with complaints. Machines that once lasted a decade now showed early signs of wear, and spare parts no longer matched the original spec. Sales dropped, and by 2019, Gaggia reversed course. The Classic Pro reintroduced the 3-way solenoid, brought back the robust steam wand, and restored the all-metal construction. Part numbers matched the 1991 original, and manufacturing returned to Italy. The episode stands as a case study, a beloved, repairable design gutted for cost savings, only to be restored when consumers refused to accept a downgrade. Rancilio engineers launched the Silvia in 1997 with a clear goal: create a home machine that could withstand years of daily use without compromise. The result was a compact, no-nonsense platform built around a 300 milliliter brass boiler, substantially larger and heavier than most in its class. This thermal mass is not a luxury. It is a deliberate choice, allowing the Silvia to recover quickly between shots and maintain consistent brew temperatures, even under heavy use. The iron frame and stainless steel panels give the machine a solidity missing from plastic-bodied competitors. The pump, boiler, and group head all use standardized fittings for straightforward access. Unlike many rivals, the Silvia has never been burdened by proprietary electronics. Its mechanical thermostat and simple wiring harness can be serviced in any kitchen or workshop. Aftermarket modifications, such as PID controllers, steam wand upgrades, and custom panels have flourished, supported by a global supply of parts and guides. As of 2025, the Silvia remains in production. its design barely altered in nearly 3 decades. For many, it stands as living proof that durability and repairability are not relics of the past, but a standard some manufacturers still uphold. Isomac's early heat exchanger machines once drew a devoted following for their uncompromising build. Stainless steel shells, E61 group heads, and hand-finished copper boilers made them a staple in home cafes and small shops. But by the mid-2010s, Isomac began to pivot. Production lines shifted focus to higher volume, super automatic models, and the small batch, repairable classics faded from their catalog. Parts for the T and Millennium became scarce, leaving owners to scour forums and third-party suppliers for gaskets and valves once listed as standard stock. Electra's Micro Casa Semi-Automatica told a similar story. Each unit carried a unique serial number, assembled start to finish by a single technician in Treviso. The chrome and brass finish, the hand-shaped boiler, the signature eagle perched on top, these details marked the machine as a work of craft, not just commerce. Yet, as demand shifted toward mass-produced convenience, Electra consolidated its lineup. The Micro Casa vanished from official price lists, and only scattered used units and leftover parts remain. The La Pavoni Europiccola, a lever machine with roots stretching back to 1961, has faced repeated attempts at discontinuation. Yet every time production slowed or stopped, a grassroots network of tinkerers and small workshops sprang up to keep these mechanical icons alive. Rebuild kits, custom seals, and even 3D printed handles circulate through online groups, sustaining a model that refuses to die. These stories are not just about nostalgia. They reveal how the economics of espresso are stacked against machines built to outlast the business cycles that threaten them. Choosing a machine that will last means looking past the marketing and focusing on what actually endures. Start with this 7-point checklist: metal boiler and frame, standardized 58mm portafilter, open parts catalog, modular internal layout, minimal proprietary electronics, documented repair guides, and a track record of at least 10 years in production or parts support. 4 models stand out. Rancilio Silvia F6, with its brass boiler and stainless frame, is built for decades of daily use and accepts upgrades like PID controllers, keeping it relevant and repairable. The Gaggia Classic Pro, since its 2019 reset, returns to the original Italian construction, 3-way solenoid, and widely available parts, offering a lower entry price without sacrificing serviceability. The Lelit Bianca 5.3, hand-built in Milan, combines a stainless dual boiler system with a modular control board. Lelit guarantees spare parts for 5 years and publishes full schematics online. For those who prefer simplicity, the La Pavoni Europiccola laver machine eliminates electronics entirely and is kept alive by a global network of tinkerers and rebuilders. Each of these models resists planned obsolescence by design, not by accident. Their features align with what independent repair technicians and seasoned owners recommend, and their continued production or support signals a commitment to longevity that most modern appliances can't match. Inside a modern super-automatic espresso machine, a sealed plastic case hides the heart of its electronics, a single integrated circuit board soldered in place and glued shut. Technicians who attempt a teardown find no modular pump, no replaceable relay, just a labyrinth of proprietary connectors and inaccessible components. The difference is not accidental. Industry analysts point to a deliberate shift. Manufacturers now design machines for a 3 to 5 year service life, after which spare parts vanish from official catalogs. In contrast, 1991 Gaggia Classic, or a Faema E61, can be stripped to bare metal and rebuilt, thanks to open schematics and standard components. The European Union's Right to Repair Directive, adopted in 2024, attempts to push back, requiring companies to supply parts and diagrams for at least 10 years on appliances over $150. Yet many global brands sidestep these rules by selling models with non-serviceable, sealed, printed circuit boards, or by limiting parts support to select regions. The result is an electronic waste multiplier. A single disposable machine can generate 3 to 5 times more landfill over a decade than a metal-bodied repairable model. The incentives are clear. Planned obsolescence is not a bug, but a feature engineered into the very core of modern appliance design. Every repair shop keeps its own quiet ledger of what endures and what fails. In Seattle, a year's worth of service logs draws a sharp line. Out of every 100 machines brought in, 12 are modern super-automatics, Breville, DeLonghi, and their kin. 84% of those leave the bench unrepaired, condemned by a single phrase on the invoice: parts unavailable. The remaining few might limp out after a costly workaround, but most are written off within 5 years of purchase. Contrast that with the numbers for legacy machines. Only 3% of calls involve an E61-based espresso maker, and nearly every one is back in service after $50 for a gasket or a new pump. The same holds for the Gaggia Classic Pro and the Rancilio Silvia, machines whose replacement parts are still listed in OEM catalogs and can be ordered without guesswork or scavenging. Marco Rossi, an independent technician in Milan, puts it plainly: you can still buy group head gaskets for a 1965 Faema. For a 2022 Super Automatic, good luck finding anything after 3 years. Restoration invoices for vintage Faemas regularly tally up to $5,000, yet they return machines to daily use at 60 years old. The economics are undeniable. Durable, repairable machines are not just surviving, they are thriving in the hands of those who refuse to throw good engineering away. Today, durable, repairable espresso machines are quietly vanishing from store shelves, replaced by models engineered for obsolescence. As manufacturers chase profit over longevity, every discontinued classic is a warning. The right to repair and demand quality isn't nostalgia, it's a consumer imperative. What survives is what we choose to value.